right, Mr. Eli.
Get it.
Let's
What you
put
got?
some
What you got
gut
in
string
this
on
fancy
here.
box?
Sony C37A, bubbas.
I used one of those for vocals before.
Yeah, they're great on
Yeah.
vocals, and it's just amazing, I think, on gut string.
This is a really cool mic.
Yeah, they look good, too.
Yeah, they look cool.
That's the important part.
Exactly. To use a 77 on Al Green?
I ended up using the 47,
Yeah.
but going back, I would go back to the 77.
Really?
I learned a lot, like, Willie said he tried all the mics on him and always went to the 77.
Right.
And when I cut him, he does have a higher kind of peaky voice, but the part of the 77 is getting that bass boost, getting up on it, and like that's how he gets that falsetto to be thicker and
Right,
like
to be,
real
yeah.
intimate. And it was like after we cut, I was like, okay, learned a lot.
I bet.
Learned that real quick. Let's see, but next time,
Next time. There will be a next time.
hopefully. All right. All right, Eli.
All right. Get that in there.
We will.
Got to pick up all the goodness.
So we got a Sony C37A. It's a Japanese tube microphone. It's low gain. It's more like a ribbon in terms of how much gain it needs. It's one of the weirder condenser microphones. I don't know how to explain. It's really warm with an extended top end, and mine has kind of like a dip around 5K, so it's really interesting what it does on stuff. It's great on female vocals. I love it on kind of a gut string guitar, and he's playing with a thumb pick, so I'm kind of putting that into play where I put the microphone. I'm going to go in there and hear it, obviously, and see how it fits in the track, and I will actually move the mic forward or back, and I might have him move left to right with his headphones on, and he kind of becomes his own EQ, and he can hear how the acoustic changes just by him wiggling. There's a couple reasons to do that. A, you get the best acoustic sound there is, and then it also puts in the artist's mind that they are a tone control, so it helps them realize when they move around the mic that it changes, so it kind of puts it in their head without you asking them not to stay put. Just don't move, stay right there. It kind of puts in their head psychologically that I'm controlling my sound, so I need to stay still or move. It's kind of twofold why you do that. So now I've given away my secret. Eli's going to move all over the place.
No, I'm just going to blow it.
So we'll just play the track. He'll play along, kind of find his part, and I'll hear how it bounces in the track and then adjust this microphone around. So let's see what it does. What I just did was, we've already got mics out there, we've already got lines out there, so I thought while I'm setting up the acoustic, I'm also thinking what my signal chain and here's going to be what I'm going to use, and I have a vocal chain that's going to a Fairchild 670 copy through the Spectre, so it's going through the pre-I kind of was envisioning, and it's got a Fairchild, even without the compressor on, is a great just little tube thing to warm up the acoustic on, and it's a low gain, so the Fairchild in there gives me some more gain to turn up if the pre's not enough. So I just moved the vocal line to the Sony C37, essentially, the vocal chain in here. And I'm going to see what that does and go from there. So, I will say a lot of times while you're out there doing overdubs and stuff, it's easy just to grab like with the horns, we just use the vocal mic out there. So grabbing what you already have out there, a lot of times is perfect for what you're doing. And just thinking and while you're out there, what your chain's going to be in here so you're really fast. So while I was putting the acoustic on, I was already thinking, I should use the vocal line because I got the Spectra Pre and the 670. So hopefully those are good calls and it'll work in the mix. And we're going to come out 11. So, marker. All right, Eli, let's see how this sits in the track, Bubba.
Sounds good.
I think we got your button maybe on your shirt. There's something, getting a little buzz going on the...
Like what?
Was it maybe your button on your sleeve or...
Let me see. Better? Oh, I do hear it.
That's probably not your button then, because it's pretty high.
It's pretty high. It might be... Let me see. I don't know what's doing that.
Let me come out there for a sec. I'm going to see if we hear it at the source. Playing here, Eli. It sounds too high to be your shirt.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
See if someone else is buzzing. Yeah, I hear it.
This?
Maybe. I can cut this down.
Yeah.
I think it's gone now.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That was just touching.
Yeah. I think they were hitting each other.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's always important, I think, to be, like I said, as an engineer, producer, always be in the room just as much or even more than the control room, because you want to hear what's going on out there to know what it should sound like and hear that, that buzz could have been multiple things, but quickly going out there and finding it at the source eliminates all the checking and stuff in here, which could take longer. So it's always important to go out there, make sure it sounds good out there before you hear it in here.
Cool.
Yeah, play a little bit of the tune for them. Just for fun, can we hear the thumb pick one more time?
It's better.
Yeah, we get a little more definition.
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
Cool.
So we went with the thumb pick. We get a little more definition on the note. Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Anytime that you want, anytime that you need, I will be right here. If you ever decide that you wanna come back home, I'll be waiting here with open arms.
It's all right.
You're all good. Headphones okay?
Yeah, I'm going to put them back on. I had them off one ear and I needed the rhythm. That's fine.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Anytime that you want, anytime that you need, I will be right here. If you ever decide that you wanna come back home, I'll be waiting
do one thing, Eli? Can you move more to your left? I'm going to see if I can get a little more body out of that.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of bounces the attack and the...
Yep.
Let's try that. So just by having Eli move on the acoustic, I'm getting less of the attack of the strings and more of the body, which I think will sit in the mix more. And then without doing any EQ, I can just EQ by moving him an inch or two. Also, when it comes to overdubs and stuff, I think a lot of people, and I struggled with this when I was first starting out with producers and stuff, whatever overdub, I would have that as the loudest thing in the mix so you could hear everything they're doing. You can't really tell how EQ-wise or mic-wise if it's working in the mix when it's the loudest thing. You need to kind of balance it in the mix like you would have it in the final. And that'll tell you, do I need to EQ more? Do I need to EQ less? Is it the right mic? Is the wrong mic? Is the part even right? Which the part will tell you most about it. And so by having him kind of balanced in there, I can tell whether it's working or not. Do I need to change things? Is the part correct? Is it working around the vocal? And then also, by having it down there, he's locking into the groove better. When he hears himself the loudest, it's hard to get back in that pocket. So by having him in there and he can't hear himself incredibly well, he's playing more relaxed and he's playing back in the pocket. So it'll help his timing as well. To give you guys kind of a clue, we're at Sam Phillips Recording. It's a vintage studio. Vintage in more ways than the gear and stuff like that. And the headphones is one thing. So what I love about this place is that the headphones are the old school headphones in the sense that everyone gets the same 2 mix and the same volume. If you look at the headphone boxes out there, it's just a headphone jack. So I send them exactly what I'm balancing in here. They get the same 2 mix I can. I can send them via how I route it. I could send them a slightly different mix than what I have, and I can send 2 different cues. There's a headphone A and a headphone B amp that I could send like a singer or slightly different vocal, but I give everyone the same 2 mix. And that's pretty amazing because it's kind of like playing without headphones in that everyone is locked into each other. They can't turn themselves up. They can't turn the volume up. And as you saw during our tracking session, no one complained about the headphones. If someone needed a little bit more, I gave it to them, and we were ready to rock in it. I think it helps the performance. I think it helps them get faster. If you listen to artists' headphones, a lot of times they have themselves turned way up and they're not locking into the band. By playing with the same 2 mix, the same volume, everyone's focused to listen to each other, and it affects the dynamics, it affects the playing, and it affects them playing around the vocals. So that's pretty amazing. We track the song to tape. Once I get the song and the whole band feel that I like, I dump it into Pro Tools. I'll do any editing I need into Pro Tools. Budgets the way they are. You don't get 10 reels of tape anymore to make a record. You get 1 or 2. So by getting the main take on tape, I'm getting the sound that I'm looking for. I'm getting the performance I'm looking for. Everyone knows that we're going to tape, so there's not a whole lot of thinking, oh, I can edit and punch this or that. So you get the feel, the sound. There's a lot of reasons to go to tape for me. And so I get the main take to tape. After that, I'll dump it because that's when it sounds the best off tape is that first pass through. So I'll dump the tape to Pro Tools, and then I'll work in Pro Tools from there. And it's pretty amazing what you can punch or fix after taping Pro Tools and not necessarily hear the difference. So we're doing a whole acoustic run now through Pro Tools after the tape. And you'll see it'll fit in the track. You won't feel like you noticed that was digital and the other one wasn't. Also, we have Burl converters. So the Burl converters have a very analog sound to them too. They've got big transformers in them. So how you hit them, you can get more analog sound. Not necessarily a tape sound, but just a more analog. You can get some warmth, some transformer saturation, stuff like that. So we're now in the Pro Tools world adding tracks to what we track to tape.
2, 1, 2, 3. With
felt like halfway through you really kind of found the part and locked in.
Yeah.
So let's do it one more time, and I'm going to actually move the mic just a hair. I play with the Fairchild. I play with the acoustic in the mix, and he's playing with a thumb pick, which I like. It gives me more definition, but also adds kind of a zing onto some of the higher strings. We decided to go with a gut string acoustic or a classical guitar. It's got nylon strings. It's a little more mellower. Think like Willie Nelson. And it felt more like of the vibe of the track, kind of 60s cool, instead of doing like a big zingy acoustic. So I'm going to move the mic to try and get less of the high pick sound out of the thumb pick and get more of the mellow kind of mid-range of the acoustic. So I'm going to move the mic probably back into the left a little bit. And I think I've got the Fairchild where I got it. I adjusted where I'm not compressing. I'm just grabbing bigger peaks on the acoustic when he digs in. And then my Fairchild copy has a cool sidechain filter, so I can put where I want the compressor to grab. I don't want it to really grab the bottom end because I'm trying to get more of that. So I have it going mid-range, which is 500 hertz and up. So I'm really just trying to get that to grab some of the big attacks and not just the whole big chord, but just more of the top part of the chord. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I won't screw it up. This fits perfectly, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to move. Can I get you back in?
Yeah, sorry.
You're fine. I'm going to get it a little less of the thumb pick.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was concerned about is there's too much attack.
Yeah, that's why I just want to move it
Yeah.
back and see if we get.
I'm a heavy picker, man.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
But with the gut, we were talking about with the gut strings, it gets picky. So
you get a lot of attack. It's
yeah. So by moving it back, I'll hopefully let the acoustic sound develop more and not just the quick, sharp attack sound. So I'll start here. If I need more, I'll actually mic it somewhere around here and get more body. So we'll quickly do like a verse and see how this is.
Cool.
And then adjust. Thank you, Eli.
No problem.
Here we go. Way to go, we should tune. Just check our tune. Yeah. So I moved the microphone back. It's probably about 2 feet back now. And by having the mic closer, I'm hearing more of the, like I said, the zing, which I don't want on the pick sound. So by moving it back, it gives lower frequencies or longer waveforms. So they take a little bit longer to develop. So by moving the microphone back, I'm trying to get more of a balanced sound of the classical guitar. Because when I'm out there, standing farther away, I hear it all bounce perfectly. So I'm letting, like I said before, on the horns and other things, I'm letting the air balance the guitar itself as opposed to me trying to EQ or do things like that later. I think this sounded way better. So we'll go from the top.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So as the mix is building, and as I showed you when I was tracking, I like to keep as many faders around 0 as I can. So that way, if I ever go to Pro Tools or somewhere else, I've got a maximum fader reach for writing and stuff like that. and it's awesome when you build your mix and you can just have your faders at 0 and everything's kind of playing itself. So that's why I ride the faders and stuff as I go, and I try and keep my gain structure where monitoring wise I've got maximum resolution. When you have your fader down here, it's much harder to do rides, minuscule rides and stuff. So I try and keep my mix where everything here is about 0, and it really helps later on down the road, gain structure wise and so forth.
So I'll just spin.
Just put me in at the top of that verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you right to that break.
I will be right here. Last night in my dreams, I saw you walking back to me. Coming back to me. But when I awoke, I asked that I'll always care. Anytime that you want, anytime that you need, I will be right here.
That was awesome. Can we try 2 little things, Eli?
Yes.
That same punch we just did, those first 2 chords you do on that next verse after the break, can you try raking up instead of down? We'll just see what that does. Yeah.
Last night in my dreams, I saw.
Yeah.
Last night in my dreams, I saw you walking back to.
Yeah, maybe that first half all upstroke, and then the next half will be downstroke.
Sure.
Let's try it.
Last night in my dreams, I saw you walking back to me. Coming back to me.
Awesome. And the only other thing I thought was on the pre-choruses, the bump bump, those are cool. That last chord you stay on for a second,
Yeah.
it kind of gets lost. It's in the same range as the.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure what to do.
Maybe we could try like a Reggie Young thing or something, to give it some
Like I mean, just like a. Like, can you hear me?
yeah.
Or I mean, I don't. It's on the acoustic. It sounds weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gunk gunk, it sounds good because it's chunky. Maybe we could do a higher, that third
could
chord
do like
higher.
Or
The first 2 are cool. Low.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I could just strum it out and let it hang.
I think you do maybe like a. Can you do like a Reggie Young?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, maybe the whole chord though, or give it like a little bit more. Yeah, let's try that. They might help build the tension.
Sure. I could also do that on electric.
You want to try right now and then
Yeah.
just for some. And if not, maybe we'll just do the higher chord ringing out and then
Yeah.
have the tension on the.
Oh, yeah, baby, as a lover or a friend. Oh, I could never love nobody else. I'm just sitting here by myself. Don't be silly, girl, before you go. You words
I like the idea. Maybe electric would be better. That's
think
some
electric
reverb.
would-
So just do the and then the high. Bling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's check the tuning one more time now.
Yeah.
His part is great. I noticed 2 parts in the song where I thought we could do something a little more dramatic or change it just a little bit. It's cool when you'll see as I track, sometimes I change the gain or change something as we go through the song because I want each chorus, each part to stand out. So, having him switch pickups on the electric or changing something or changing a part like the tambourine, how he swings the first chorus, swings and hits on the second chorus. So I like to make things cinematic and have it grow and things change. And just, from a listening standpoint, his part is great. On the pre-choruses, I wasn't getting his chord because it's the same range as the B3. That's not an EQ thing. That's not changing something. If he just plays it in a different range, it'll shine through more and it'll speak for itself without me having to ride or compress or do EQ. So it's not fixing it in the mix. It's really just changing the part there at the part, and it'll speak for itself. And it helps me from trying to make something grow or be more cinematic if we do it all right here now. And it gives him something, to hear in his head that the song is taking shape and really happening as it's going, as opposed to thinking, well, later hopefully he'll make this chorus big or he'll make this verse small, etc. So it's kind of just doing it all here now as we hear it. All right, brother Eli,
Let's do it.
let's get this pre-chorus down.
Here for you, baby, as a lover or a friend. Oh, I could never love nobody else. I'll just stay here by myself. Let me say, girl, before you go, you were my. Oh, I could never love nobody else. I'll just stay here by myself. Let me say, oh, I could never love nobody else. I'll just stay here by myself. Let me say, girl, oh, these words I just want you to know, Lord. Oh, I could never love nobody else. I'll just stay here watching the clock on the wall. I will know it's worth it all. If there ever comes a day, I'll stay here, come what may, yeah.
I think that was hip. Should we try electric?
Yeah, let's do it.
By just having the chord ring out, we have a space now in the pre-chorus where he can do a little electric with some reverb, kind of old school. Reggie Young would do it on a lot of classic soul records. It's really helpful with Eli. I know where Eli's coming from. He's a massive old school soul R&B fan, and I am too. So when we first talked and talked about making records and stuff, we could both make references of more obscure references or just sonic references, that I knew what he was talking about. He knew what I was talking about. So it's pretty cool that being so connected like that, I can reference, an early Fame demo or an early Stax thing or something, and he knows who I'm talking about or a player. And so it really makes communication easy without having to be technical or talking about, music theory stuff, just saying like, man, what if you did like a Steve Cropper thing, or what if you did a Reggie Young thing? And he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he can tell me I want it to sound like Stax versus Motown versus High versus, because those are all things. So it's fun. And artists who don't have that kind of, the connection with, it's fun to do references. So play a track, have them play you a track that inspires them, or have you play a song, that you love that inspires you. And then you have something that you can both connect to, because so many artists I know, and for me personally, I don't really speak in terms of legato or music theory. I speak more of just feel and, weird references. And a lot of artists, they hear in color or they think in different ways. So it's fun. To me, I like that because it makes me think differently than when someone just says, play middle C and then go to legato here and blah, blah, blah there. So it's fun one of the fun parts is communicating with each artist differently and finding that thing, that connection with them. And with Eli, it's super easy because we both kind of come from the same place there. So we're going to do electric guitar and some of the holes here, and then we'll check vocals, and I think we'll move on to the next song.